Hello Scorpio, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self to ultimately create the life that you desire and deserve. As I do in all of my readings, I have pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second, but I still have the tarot deck I'll be pulling from, the clarification deck, and the advice deck I will be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your situation and leave what does not. All right, Scorpio, let's jump on in. In your recent past, you have slow it down with the Three of Wands. So, in this recent past energy, I feel as if in some way, shape, or form, the universe really pushed you out of your comfort zone, whether it was your choice or not. And through it's almost like the universe slowed down a direction that you were heading and put you in a new direction. So redirection. But it doesn't necessarily need to be, it doesn't need to be that direct or that aggressive. Like, I just feel as if the universe kind of puts you in a position of having to experience the unknown. Because I definitely feel like this is an energy of you being frustrated with not being where you want to be. In your current energy, you have face your fears with the Temperance in reverse. So this is an energy of kind of impatience or just frustration that you're not where you want to be, and maybe things are moving a lot slower in that direction than you thought they were going to. However, our frustration of not being where we want to be actually stems from fear that we're never going to get there. And so one of the things that I talk about often on this channel is if you woke up tomorrow with everything you've ever wanted, you would most likely sabotage it away like that. And the reason for that is that we have to work through the fears, the doubts, the insecurities, and the limiting beliefs to not just be able to attract what it is that we want into our life, but also to be able to sustain it. The universe will not bring us what is truly meant for us until we are the people that can attract it and ultimately sustain it in the end, because the universe will never allow us to mess up what isn't meant for us, which is why what is meant for you is never going to pass you. But I do definitely feel as if there's this frustration of saying, I feel like I should be further along, or I feel like I should be, here, this should have worked out this way. And the universe is telling you, overall theme of this reading is time, all in divine time. Because in your immediate future, you have meant to be with the Nine of Pentacles. What you desire is meant for you. What you want wants you, but you have to kind of be open to the path and the time that it's going to take to get there. And that's hard. It absolutely is, especially when you put in a lot of work, or when you're really trying to trust the universe and it just feels like things aren't unfolding in the way that you thought. But that frustration that you feel is your fear coming up and saying, you're never going to get there. This is a mistake. You're going to fail. It's not going to work out. And that's where we have to learn to, experience the fear, validate it, feel it, but don't choose it. It doesn't mean that you have to choose the fear and allow that fear to take you off your path, or to cause you to give up on the desires that you have. So let's start, Scorpio, by looking at your recent past. You have slow it down with the Three of Wands. Let's see what was going on here, because that was just the overall energy. We're going to dive into the story here. Recent past for Scorpio. Yeah, because it feels like this is all leading you to what's meant to be for you. However, in your recent past, you were stuck on an attachment. You had your idea of a certain outcome. You wanted things to go a specific way. You felt they needed to get there by a specific time. And I feel like that didn't happen. And that doesn't mean that you can't have what it is that you desire in terms of happiness, love, abundance, all the good stuff that you want to experience. That's still very much possible for you. It's just happening a little bit different than you expect, which seems to kind of be the general theme of the collective readings right now, is like, you can have what you want, but you're going to have to be open to the path to get there. But I do feel as if this is about opening your mind and your heart to the universe's guidance, to leading you to what it is that you desire, and kind of letting go of what you think you need and what you think you need it to look like. It might not be that specific relationship, but you can still have the unconditional love that you're ultimately searching for. That one specific career path might not work out, but you can still have the abundance and success that you're looking for. In fact, oftentimes when things don't go the way that we want them to, it usually means that it's happening in a way that's better. The universe only ever has 3 options for us. It's either, yeah, absolutely, here you go, not right now, now's not the time, or there's something better. So I'm going to redirect you to that. So understand that if things aren't working out, or if they haven't worked out, it's not that they can't work out. I feel like I say that all the time. If it's not working out, it's not that it's not working out. It's just that it's not working out the way that you think it needs to. But I feel like that's why you were kind of pushed into, like, out of your comfort zone here, is to open up your mind to maybe different paths or different outcomes or different ways of getting there. Recent past for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know about their recent past? Ooh, you really need to know this. Blessings in disguise. That came out and it was like, this, you need to know this. Blessings in disguise. What you've been going through, if the universe is saying, yeah, it kind of feels sucky, and you're validated in feeling that way, and you need to, allow yourself the space to feel everything you need to feel, because your feelings and your experience are valid. But in the back of your mind, try as hard as you can to hold on to the belief that everything is happening for you, not to you. Now, that doesn't mean you need to just be overwhelmingly grateful for every negative thing that happens in your life. It just means that you have a choice. When things go wrong or don't work out, you can give up and you can say, screw this, and you can, settle for a life that doesn't make you happy. Or you can choose to see it as a lesson and choose to grow and evolve because of it, and choose to take that growth and that evolution and transmute it into something positive for your life. And that choice is going to determine the outcome for you. So the universe is saying, you don't know it yet, but this is a blessing that things didn't go the way that you wanted. It was a good thing that things didn't pan out the way that you thought. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. All right, what does Scorpio need to know regarding their recent past? And that might just be impossible for you to feel or see right now, and that's okay. You don't need to see it as a blessing in disguise right now. I feel like that's usually something that you understand when you get to where you're going, because then you can look back and you can say, I'm so glad that didn't work out, because now I get to experience this. Ace of Cups in reverse, 5 of Cups, Emperor, 8 of Swords, and then there's the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. A lot of disappointment, for sure. About how things are going, where they're at, where they're not at. And it almost feels as if through what you're experiencing, your limiting beliefs are being proven correct. So you're not lovable, you're not good enough, you're not capable enough, you're not smart enough, whatever your limiting beliefs might be. It feels as if what happened in your recent past seemingly confirmed those. It didn't. It wasn't a confirmation of the limiting beliefs that you had to be true. It was bringing those limiting beliefs to the surface so they can be addressed and healed. And that's why, if there's anything that I've learned, it's that our fear never goes away. You don't wake up one day and not have fear. You don't heal to a place of not being afraid. You heal to a place of learning to recognize your fear and understand it on such a deep level that you don't let it control you. You learn to, the same thing kind of goes with your hurt. Your hurt doesn't go away. What you've been through, your trauma, it doesn't just go away. It's part of who you are, but it's not who you are. It's made you who you are, and that experience has made you who you are. But it's not, you learn to live with it, but not let it have such a control over you, such an impact on you. But I'm saying all of this. There's a good thing that's going to come of this, to say that when we experience our limiting beliefs and when our life reflects back at us limiting beliefs, we can take it in one of two ways. We can say, this is the universe saying that I can never have what I want, and I'm never going to be happy, and I'm always going to be alone forever, and I'm, whatever the case is. And we can live our life coming from that place. Or we can take it and we can say, this is teaching me something about me. This is teaching me where I need to love myself more. This is teaching me where I need to heal. This is teaching me how I need to grow. And if I'm willing to kind of, learn, do these things, then that just means my life is going to get better from this point forward. Because again, the universe will not bring you what it is that is meant for you until you are the person that can, yes, attract it, but also sustain it. And so anything that is meant for you is going to come in divine time. And that's why you have to kind of learn to trust the process a little bit. The universe is saying what you want wants you, but it also wants to be sustained. What is it? It's like 70% of people who win the lottery end up sabotaging it away. It's like, oh no, it might have actually been 80%. But it was between 70 and 80%. And it was like, most of those people actually even ended up in a worse financial position than they were before they won the lottery. And the reason for that being, just kind of the psychology behind it is that it wasn't something that was worked for. It wasn't something they built. It wasn't something they believed that they were deserving of, that they believed that they earned or they were capable of. And so it was easy to sabotage it away because they didn't learn anything. It just appeared in their lives. If the universe just gave us whatever it is that we desired without us having to work through fears and doubts and insecurities, and without having to grow, there would literally be no point to any of this. So the growth and the journey on the path to getting what it is that we desire is actually where what we desire is created. So the universe is saying, have faith in the process here. Yeah, you're experiencing a lot of fear and things aren't where you want them to be, but that doesn't mean you're not getting there. It just means you're getting there in a way that's a little bit different. So you're allowed to be disappointed, but don't allow that disappointment to get you to a place of just giving up on yourself and what it is that you desire in the long run. Current energy for Scorpio. There's a Nine of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, look at this. Everything is happening to get you in alignment with your desire. This is all happening to align you with what you're looking for. And in your mind, you're saying, oh, this isn't working out, or this is getting, things are getting taken from me, or things aren't happening for me, or whatever the case is. And the universe is saying, no, we're aligning you with what it is that you desire. It's a triggering time, an emotional time. I feel like the frustration is really hard for you right now because you're not where you want to be. And that's okay, and that's understandable, and you can validate that, but don't allow that to control you. Don't allow the emotions to be the reason for your actions. When we're creating the life that we desire, it's about committing to that life. It's unwavering commitment to the person that we need to become in order to have the life that we desire. And when we commit fully to that life, despite our fears, despite the insecurities, despite the doubts, we create it. But we have to work through the fears, the insecurities, and the doubts on the process, in the process to getting there. So if you're experiencing that right now, if you're feeling lost or stuck or doubting yourself or doubting your path, it's natural and it's normal and it's okay. And during that period is when the universe is saying, just keep putting one foot in front of the other, showing up in the best way that you know how. Because if you can truly say, I am showing up in the best way that I know how for my life, and you're truly being honest with yourself about that, then you can be certain that what you're doing is okay. That you are doing enough. Current energy for Scorpio. You're focused a lot right now on what your circumstances currently look like. Natural, okay, completely understandable. But one thing that you need to know is that your circumstances can change overnight. What your life currently looks like is absolutely no indication of what your life can be. Our current circumstances are a result of our past thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Therefore, your future circumstances are a product of your current thoughts, beliefs, and actions. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you show up for your life, right? So if it's obvious that you're like, I want to have this much more money, or I want this relationship, or I need things to be different in this way. Like, you're unhappy with where things are at. That's what this reading is really saying. But the universe is saying the more that you focus on what you don't have and how far you have to go and where you wish you could be, when you're so focused on getting to point B, you're going to miss the journey between point A and point B. So the universe is saying embrace the journey, embrace the process, keep showing up for it, and you're going to be just fine. Allow yourself to relax into the idea of divine timing and that the universe is supporting you. The universe has your back, and it will show up for you just as much as you show up for you. And divine timing, is important so that you attract what is meant for you at a time when you are able to sustain it. When your fears won't get in the way, your doubts, your insecurities, your traumas, your triggers, and all of that gets healed and gets addressed on the journey to what it is that we desire. That's why healing and manifestation go so hand in hand. Current energy for Scorpio. Expectations. Your expectations are the root of all disappointment. Where you think you should be, how you think things should work out, what you think things should look like. One of my favorite quotes is, peace is the result of processing life as it is rather than as you think it should be. We set ourselves up for disappointment. We expect things to be a certain way. And, one thing that I've learned is that we can expect an outcome. We can expect good things. We can expect miracles. But we shouldn't expect, certain things to the extent that we ignore how far we've come. And, you can look back and you can say, things are better now than they were in the past, or I've made it further now than I ever thought that I would. You might not be where you want to be, but focus on, how far you have come, because you are in the process of aligning with what it is that you desire, which is about the growth. It's about the inner journey. It's about the healing. And that's what the whole journey is about. As above, so below, as within, so without. You cannot change your outside world without changing your inside world. And it's about focusing on those limiting beliefs. Do you think that you are deserving of the life that you desire? Do you think you're capable of creating it? Do you think you are supported? And if your answer to those things are no, that's okay. But that's where the problem lies. That's what needs to be addressed so that you can reframe those and flip those into, I am deserving, I am capable, I am supported, so that you can, start taking action in that way. When you break down the law of attraction, you have your thoughts become your beliefs, become your actions, which creates your reality. What you think about over and over again, I'm not good enough, I'm not there, I'm never going to get there, this is never going to happen. You're going to store that as a belief, and you are going to genuinely start to believe that you are never going to live the life that you truly desire. And your actions are going to start to reflect that, and that's going to be what you create. So if you are not living the life that you desire, dive into what part of you believes that it can't happen. Because our fear is always a result of thinking that we can't have good things or that we can't create good things in our life. And again, I don't want to invalidate the way you feel. You should feel however it is that you need to feel. Okay, allow yourself to process whatever it is that you need to process. But let go of the idea that you're not going to get there, that things aren't working out. Allow yourself to lean into faith a little bit more than you are, because the universe really is trying to show up for you. Immediate future for Scorpio, meant to be with the 9 of Pentacles. Immediate future for Scorpio. Ten of Pentacles. Look at that. The abundance that you want, the abundance you're looking for, the good things in your life, it's here. It's ready for you. It's here for you, okay? Nothing can get in your way except for you. So let go of the idea that it can't happen. Because the more that you focus on all of the reasons why you can't get there, all the reasons you can't have it, all the reasons you're not good enough, all the reasons, all the proof that your past has given you for, the reasons that you believe you can't get there, the universe is saying you've got to stop doubting whether or not it's possible, and you have to start showing up believing that it is. That's the only way to create it. If you are constantly doubting whether or not you can have the life that you desire, you will constantly be looking for proof to override that doubt, which means you will constantly be looking to alleviate your fear through your experience, which inherently is going to attract more things to be afraid of. So when you can come from this place of, I believe good things can happen because I'm a good person deserving of good things, and I'm showing up in the best way that I know how, and I'm loving and I'm kind-hearted and I focus on my growth and I take accountability, and when you can say those things and truly believe them, then you can be sure that those things are going to happen for you. The thing that is so frustrating is when you're doing those things and you feel as if things aren't happening quick enough. And what you need to know is that that's just because you're just not there yet. That's all. It's not that it's not happening. It's just not happening on your timeline, right? The universe always has a greater plan. It's always there to support us in a way that we might not fully be able to understand in the moment, but you do kind of, again, hindsight is kind of 20/20. We always get to where we're going and we go, I see why that didn't, I see why that had to happen the way that it did. And I see why that didn't work out. I think back at some of the things that I used to pray for. This relationship, I really need this relationship to work out. Please, have this person take me back, or whatever the case was. And I think back to that, and I'm like, thank God that didn't work out the way that I thought it would, or that I thought I wanted it to, because that was never as good as what I get to experience now, is what the universe was leading me toward all along. And so, I truly believe that when we can look at things from that perspective, and we don't look at what hasn't worked out as proof of what can't, but we look at it as a stepping stone to what can, that's when we start creating the good. What else does Scorpio need to know about their immediate future? You won't feel a loss. You won't feel like you've lost anything. You won't feel like you've missed out on anything. You need to know that what is meant for you is absolutely still available for you. And when you get there, you're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to be disappointed at what it is. Even if it doesn't turn out the way that you think it will, you're not going to be disappointed. It's meant for you. It's meant to be. It might look different than you think right now, than the first thing that comes to your mind right now, but it doesn't mean it's not working out in a way that's better. Again, going back, the universe has 3 answers for us. Yes, here you go. No, not right now, or there's something better. It's never just flat out, no, you can't have that. No, you can't have financial abundance. No, you can't have the relationship you deserve. That's never the case. It's one of those 3. And in this case, it feels like it's no, or not right now, or no, there's something better. Okay, I want to reshuffle for this last message for some reason. I don't know why. I felt the need to. So, all right, what does Scorpio need to know moving forward? It's not coming out. I want it to flip all the way over. There we go. It's your decision. Okay. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty, right? You can know that it exists for you and that it's available for you, but it's your decision whether or not you show up as the person capable of receiving it. And that's what I've learned on my journey, and I know to be 100% true, is the universe you don't attract what it is that you want. You attract who you are and what it is that you believe. So in order to live the life that we desire, we have to be willing to become the person to attract that life. If you want to be healthy, you have to have healthy habits. If you want to have a healthy relationship, you have to deal with your trauma and your insecurities and your fears so you can show up for that relationship. If you want to have financial abundance, you need to be willing to, find the path to put in the work to get there. You have to be willing to do the inner work. You have to, if you want to create the life that you truly desire. And that's the cool part. That's the part people go, oh, well, I just kind of want to make it happen. That's the cool part, is you can. It's within your power to do that. You have full control over the life that you get to live. I think back to before I kind of went on a spiritual journey and was led to this path that I'm on now, to how the life that I was living before. And I was miserable. I was miserable in my job, in my finances, in my relationships, my friendships. I was miserable across the board. Not a single thing in my life made me feel good. And it's because I was miserable within. And I couldn't change the things around me, but I could change me. And as I started to change, my life started to change. So understand that you have this choice moving forward to either show up as a version of you that believes that you are not capable, that you can't do it, that you're not deserving, that it's not possible, or you have a choice to continue to, or to start to show up as the version of yourself that believes that you are capable, deserving, supported, all of the things. And whichever version of you decide to show up as is going to be the life that you create. And the one thing that I've had to learn is that I hold both versions of myself. I hold the version of myself that doesn't believe that I'm capable, deserving, or supported, and I hold the version of myself that does. And I have to make a choice every single day which version to come from. So this isn't about getting rid of the version of you that is afraid, or that is hurt, or that is triggered, or whose needs aren't met. This is about learning to become the version of yourself that thinks differently. And the more that you do that, and the more that you work, you face your fears, and you face the limiting beliefs and the limiting circumstances, and you overcome those, the more that you are creating that life. So know that it is happening for you. It's not happening in your timeline. It rarely ever does, but it is absolutely happening for you, and it's within your control to create it. So don't focus so much on what's happening in your circumstances and outside of you, okay? I know that's so much easier said than done, but try not to focus so much on what's going on around you. Focus what's going on within you. What fears are coming to the surface? How can you learn to reframe those? How can you transmute that fear into faith? What limiting beliefs, what feelings of being undeserving or not good enough, focus on what's coming to the surface when your circumstances aren't what you want them to be. If you just focus on I'm angry, or I'm frustrated, or I'm mad, you're not going to get underneath that emotion and what it's trying to tell you. You have to understand that your triggers and your response to your environment is your inner world trying to communicate to you in some way, shape, or form, and it's asking you to listen to it. So, focus more on what's going on within you. Understand everything is happening in divine time. The universe is here to support you 100%, but you have a role to play too, and that role comes from what's going on within you and focusing on, reframing and readjusting. All right, I'm going to hop over to the extended here, focusing on, so we just talked about what you need to know. The extended is what can you do right now to ensure you're moving forward in alignment with your higher self. As always, thank you so much, Scorpio, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you are needing today. And as always, Scorpio, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Scorpio.